Welcome. In this video, we're going to cover the tag rules at the company level. First, you're going to make sure that you select one of the companies. You'll then go into the settings menu and tap on the tag rules section. From here, you'll get your table. If you have any existing rules, they'll be displayed. You'll be able to edit and delete those. Otherwise, you can tap add to create the first tag rule. Now, before I go into the tag rules, I want to back up and talk about the tags in general to set the stage for how they're used and what they're used for. So if we go to the assets section, this is really the best way to look at tags, in my opinion. So you can see tags either from the table view like this. Now what I generally do is come into the table view and I will use the view order and I'll scroll in this list and I'll make sure that I'm adding the tags in here. So there's an auto and manual tags. Tags can be added to machines automatically, which we do, or manually by just adding a tag against the machine of your choice. So let's look here. We can see we've got auto tags added to some of the machines. So Connect Secure by default will automatically tag your asset types based on workstations and servers, and that is detected based on the OS that it sees installed. So the system will automatically try to determine if things are servers or workstation just barely based on that OS installed. Beyond that, you can also add tags yourselves to the machines through a manual process by just tagging them, or by a rule process through some condition checking. So let me show you here. I'll just use this machine here, RS Steel Legend, for example. I'm going to click on the IP to go to the asset. Once you're in the asset detail, if you scroll down to the bottom section, there's going to be an area for tags right here. So it'll say tags, and here you'll have the groups, auto, manual. Right now, there's only an auto tag been applied as workstation because this machine has a Windows Workstation OS. If you want to manage the tags, you're going to tap on Manage Tags. This will put it into an edit mode, and it'll allow you now to add in manual tags. So tags can be used to group machines. I like to use tags to signal specifically scan groups, patch groups. So if you wanted to signal different ways to tag your machines, so you can break them up by patching it and scanning, those are ways to do. You could also group machines with tags based on just attributes about the machine. Maybe you've got a special user, a VIP user, and you want to notate that person's a VIP. You may also tag their machine as a VIP. You could tag machines as, off network, or even tags I've seen use things such as do not patch. So for example, I'm going to create a name here. I'm going to call this patch status, and I'm going to put value do not patch. I'm going to use this as a manual tag. I'm going to add that in here. Oops. And I'm going to tap save. So upon doing so, it'll create the tag for you. Tags have basically two levels. You've got the type, or a name, and then the type that it belongs inside, and it is separated with a colon automatically. So I've created a category called patch status, and I've got one that says do not patch as an example. Okay. Now, that tag can be used. Let me give you a use case for that now. So if I was using that tag and I wanted to go into, let's say, my scheduler. I'm going to go down to the settings menu, into our scheduler, and I'm going to visit the patch scheduler. So for this customer, we do some automatic patching of Adobe products, we do Zoom, and we do OS patching on Tuesdays here. If I wanted to make sure that the machine that has the do not patch tag is not included in these policies, I'm going to just come into them and edit. So I'll have to basically edit each of these policies out, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to say exclude tags. I'm going to come into this drop down and I'm going to pick off that one I just created, hit the plus to add it here. So I'm basically telling this schedule to exclude tags if they're found here. So that would mean the machine RS Steel Legend, where that tag is added, would not be, under this policy, so to speak. So tags are great ways for you to exclude and include for scheduled scans, for patch jobs, for reports, for filtering, for sorting. It can be very useful. Okay. You can also go to the All Assets menu once you have tags established, and you can search those tags using our tag filters here. So here you can say filter by tag. Then I can say include, give this a click, show me my do not patch machines here. Hit submit, it'll filter the table. You can combine tags as well. So maybe you want to see my servers and my do not patches. Because I might decide, hey, I need to make sure that these other machines also get that tag added to them. So again, I could come here, pick those machines, update manual tags, and now I can go ahead and associate my patch status tag to these if I wanted to. So again, I can kind of manage the tags from this view, include filter, exclude filter, etc. Let's jump back over to those tag rules for a moment. So the tag rules are all about creating tags through automation. Instead of doing it manually like I just showed you, the tag rules allow us to automate some of this process. So you got to give this rule a name. I'm just going to call this Ryan's tag rule name for server OS. Risk score. If you want the risk score to be adjusted, you can include the risk score here that this tag gives. If you don't want to impact the risk score at all, then you just put a 0 and that will have no impact on risk. We generally recommend not impacting your risk for these. Tag rules can come in 3 different collections. So assets, ports, problems. Assets meaning the machines, the agents, all the assets found. Ports meaning obviously the ports that are communicating, and problems being the problems or vulnerabilities that we're discovering. So I'll just use the assets for an example here. I'll use my same name under my description. And on my rules, I have the option to set some fields, basically Boolean style, using and or statements. And what I'm doing is I'm creating parameters to check for conditions on assets. So if I've chosen assets, I'm saying in the assets data set, if you find an OS name or a host name or any one of these options, I'll choose OS name that starts with, ends with, contains, equals, etc. I'll go with contains, and I'll use the word server there. So if the OS name contains server, I want to automatically tag those as asset type server. And I'm just going to basically build that value and say add. Now, if you want to add any additional tags to those machines, you can also add those as well. So maybe I want to do that patch status, do not patch on these as well. Maybe I want to automatically have any server get that tag. Right, so I can start adding those, save that rule. Rules get added. You can add as many as required. Once they're here, you can obviously edit and delete them from the 3-dot action menu. And the tag rules are applied anytime a lightweight agent scan is executed. So if you want to force that, I would generally just come over to my agents menu. I would pick all my agents off, and I would tell them to go ahead and scan, and I'll just choose that lightweight agent scan right now. So that'll force a scan to run, which will then update any tags accordingly. So what we're expecting to find here is on our all assets view, anywhere I had an OS name, so I'm going to drop the OS name view here, anywhere OS name had the word server in it, we would have expected those tags to be added to the machine. So DC01 on that machine, when I'm looking down here at these tag rules, I'm going to expect to find my asset type of server and my patch status of do not patch added to this. Again, automatically from auto tags. Auto tags are from the tag rules. Manual tags are from you putting them in the old-fashioned way. So those are some ways to use those tags. As always, when you're in any screen, so if you come to our asset tag screen, or I'm sorry, the tag rules screen, and you use the help link on the toolbar, this will direct you to our documentation for tag rules. It'll give you additional info around what's on the screen, some use cases of how to use it, And if you need any additional info that's not here, of course, please reach out to our support team. Let us know. We'll get you the info or we'll get it published for you.